So maybe this is part 3 about being sober and taking plant medicine. So for me in my journey, after taking a big journey with plant medicine, I picked up 2 flyers. And one flyer was for Bali and one flyer was for Peru. And when I picked them up, I looked at them, I was like, why are you even taking these to waste the paper? Because you're never gonna go. Put them in my bag, came home, put them on my fridge. Kept looking at them every day. And then there was this call. I don't know where from, but it was a calling. Come to Bali. There's more in this medicine for you. All right. I ended up going to Bali. And then when I went to Bali, I met somebody there and we had a super good connection and we would chat on the phone. And she was like, I'm feeling a real call to go to Peru. I was like, I picked up this flyer. She said, would you go? I was like, well, I would, but, and the story was holding me back. And then I decided, I'm gonna go, but I'm only going for a life-changing journey. So I went. And within that journey, there was, honestly, I don't even know the words to describe what those messages were within those journeys of how that was, but there's something that reprogrammed my mind, reprogrammed me. I was operating on a new frequency. There was something that was massively, massively different. And on the last day, the last mountain Ausangati, I'd had a chat to the shaman, and I think this is on another video that's in the channel somewhere. And it says about how I made a life-changing decision in a moment. And I did. And when I came back from Peru, my life was different. I changed my course of business. I stepped up into something completely different. And I decided to change careers. I had 2 daughters. I wasn't earning a great deal of money, but there was something in me that called, that said, this is bigger and this is your purpose. And then the more I stepped into that, the more my life changed. Within a week, 2 weeks of coming back from Peru, I got my first client. I think it was the first week. I'd seen her a couple of times and then she just said to me, God, since you've been to Peru, you're different. Can we talk about that? So we had a conversation. I had a little cacao ceremony for her. And she's like, I want to pay you to work with you. And you're like, okay. And we discussed what that figure was, how long it was going to be for, and then since then my client base has built and built and built and built. And then during that journey, I explored what it was like to take CBD for pain. And then what it was like to add THC to that as well. And I found that the CBD and the THC together alleviated this pain that I had in my neck from a very severe motorbike accident that I'd had just before I came to Australia. And then when I'd done research on that, and I didn't go into that lately, what it was like to microdose with mushrooms, how that can change the brain, how that out there can help with depression, with this lowness. Now, I'd been sober for a long time, but I wasn't happy. I was, a lot of the time, quite depressed. And then I embarked on this journey with microdosing with mushrooms. And again, being sober. It's like, you can't take mushrooms every morning, even on a microscopic level. And what I had to do was to own that I was exploring something different and I wasn't going to put this label on myself of, you can't do this. I'm going to choose to do this consciously, and I'm going to look at it all the time and see where the addiction is. If the addiction is, because the addiction for me is of the voice, right? More. And when I'm conscious And when I make a choice for my mental health, it's different to taking stuff to stop the way I'm feeling. Now, yes, you can argue, okay, well, you're taking the mushrooms because you're depressed and you want to feel different. Sure. So my old sponsor, he went to the doctors and he got prescriptions to stop those feelings. He's very numb, didn't have any highs, didn't have any lows, and he was just all right. I don't want to say numb, but very even keel for a long period of time, and then he weaned himself off them. I don't want to put that shit in me. I want to explore what's available on this planet on a different level. And it was the same mindset of, I nearly went to the doctors. Right? In fact, I did go to the doctors, and the doctor said to me, like, when you start on these things, it's going to be really hard to come off because you're going to rely on them based on your history. Okay. And I saw that with my sponsor. There was some effort in stopping. And I know me, like if I've got something making me feel good, I don't want to stop. So I experimented. A day on, a day off, 2 days on, 2 days off, 5 days on, 2 off. I did every combination of what you could think over 2 years. And then what happened was things started to change. The biggest change for me is the connection I have to nature. How I see trees, bushes, plants, flowers now, it's like there's a connection to them, which is totally different. And my vision is different for how I see and receive the beauty that's around me. Now you may say, oh yeah, you're a triphead, mate. Call it what you like. I feel really secure in being really connected to what's around me, and that serves me. So I'm choosing something that serves me. But what happened after 2 years was I got to a point where I didn't feel I needed to microdose anymore. It's like, okay. And looking back, it wasn't just, all right, I need to stop. It was like, okay, I'm cool, I'm done for the moment. And then for me, there was a massive long period of time before I felt a call to go back to that, which I just felt recently, well over a year. And it wasn't the giving up, weaning off, or anything for me. It was just the medicine. It was like, all right, you're done. Okay. And I just felt low recently. A little bit, just not on a schedule. Just 0.2 of a gram, 0.25, tiny amount. Just changes the frequency and allows me to come back to here and not be so dark in my thoughts. Now, if you say to me, you're not sober, you can't do that, you can't this, you can't that, okay? And that's your belief. My belief and my experience is I can choose to do something which I'm told I can't, but I can. Now, I can't tell you can do it. If you're newly sober, I'd say to you, don't fuck around with that. Don't fuck around with anything which is because I just know if I'd have had that when I was newly sober, when that little door's open, a lot of shit can get in. Whereas I'm super good at, I'm doing nothing, even now. No sugar, just stop. Okay, I'm not gonna do white carbs anymore, stop. Okay, coffee, drinking that all the time, stop. Pete, do you just want a coffee, half a cappuccino? No, because I can't cope with just a little bit. It's either all or nothing. But it seems when it's consciously taken medicine, there can be that for me. And I can only talk for me. Like if you've got any questions, if you want to have a chat about it, I'm here and I'm more than open to talk about my experience. And I certainly wouldn't say to you, oh, I think you should do this. And I certainly wouldn't say to you, oh, don't do that. To base your opinion on your knowledge, because that's what you've done to get to this point. And then I imagine somebody's said to you, all right, well, you drink too much, you take too many drugs, come to these meetings and things will get changed for you. And they did. They have. Maybe they haven't. Maybe you're still on the cusp. I can tell you AA worked for me. It kept me alive. It got me to here. Without that, my life wouldn't be this. But at the beginning, to play, my experience, 10 years. It wasn't, it was 15, but 10, like solid 10 in AA. Being of service, showing up to meetings, picking people up, taking people out for dinner, sharing in meetings, sweeping the floor, making the coffee, bringing some donuts, bringing some biscuits, talking to newcomers, talking to the elders, putting the seats away. Being of service. Now, I've taken the mentality that I had in AA out into life. When I'm in the coffee shop, I straighten the chairs. I pick up cups, take them to the kitchen. From somewhere else, pick something up. It's about, for me, being of service in life. Showing up in life of service. I still love, an old sponsor said to me, do one good thing for somebody every day. And if you tell somebody, it doesn't count. I love that. I still try and apply that. 11 minutes. If you've got anything from this and you've got to hear, amazing. But don't just, oh yeah, right, there's a ceremony this weekend, I'm going to do it. Think long and hard about it, whether it's right for you, whether it's in your frequency or not. And if it's not, cool, leave that for a period of time and come back to it. Be best off not knowing to keep yourself alive than think, oh yeah, I'm going to try this and fuck your sobriety up. All right, I'm over, I'm out. Thank you for listening. God bless.